Hello, and welcome to my channel, Littles Love Yoga. I just wanted to do a quick little intro just to introduce myself and to introduce what this channel can provide for our littles in terms of a yoga practice. It's basically taking a general yoga practice and putting it into the perspective of a child. My name is Jacqueline. This is Medi Teddy. He loves yoga, so you'll see him often. I am also a mom of 3 very rambunctious but incredible and beautiful little men. I am a registered early childhood educator, and I am also a certified kids yoga instructor. So with this channel, I wanted to take, again, the practice of yoga and put it into the mindset of a child. Yoga for any age is a wonderful and beautiful practice. It's about taking the mind and the body and finding that connection that creates a balance within yourselves that's just so important for your overall well-being. And it's a beautiful way for kids to learn that connection, knowing that what they have going on up there can affect what's going on here. It's, vice versa. What's going on here can affect up here. Kids have, their brains are like little sponges, and they're just trying to absorb so much of what they learn within a day. They're trying to take old information and new information, and they're trying to put it into perspective that they understand within the environment and the surroundings that they're in. And sometimes that can be a little overwhelming, sometimes it can be confusing, sometimes even just a little scary. I mean, we as adults, we understand when we're having a hard time trying to factor in the many things that run through our brain on a daily. And for a child who is just learning new information, and they're also trying to figure out emotions and why they feel the way they feel, why, sometimes they're sad, why sometimes they're angry, and then sometimes even when they're just having, this abundance of joy, and they don't know where it came from, but it's there, and that's wonderful. But there's so many emotions that can just come and go in a snap, right? And for kids, yoga is a great way to just calm the brain, relax the body. It's about self-regulation. Self-regulation in kids is huge. Again, they have so much going on up here, and they don't always understand it. And yoga is a great example of, again, breathing and taking a moment for yourself and just kind of taking everything that's going on up here and pushing it all back, and maybe just thinking about one thing that's just going to make you just feel a little bit more at peace with yourself, and not feel so overwhelmed all the time. I find yoga, again, as an educator and as a mom, as, again, a yoga instructor in general, it can be really interesting to see the perspective that kids can take when they see somebody doing yoga, or when you're trying to instruct them how to do a certain pose or breathing technique. When I started to see how they looked at yoga, I found it really interesting. I found it really beautiful to see the creativity behind how they look at something. I mean, that's just kids in general. Their minds are so wonderful and so fascinating because they look at things so differently than we do. So when I started to teach yoga, even during my training, you start to see just such a different world. Yoga in itself is its own being, and when you put it into the eyes of a child, it can be a really fun and exciting and engaging practice for kids of any age. I mean, You can put it into the perspective of a 2-year-old. You can put it into the perspective of a 12-year-old. So with this channel in particular, I wanted to create something that gave parents at home or educators at school, just, you know, for guardians, anybody, they can take these videos and they can do it with their kids, or they can take the tips and tricks that I'll provide, and you know, they can have fun with it. They can take any ideas that I have and they can kind of build on them. So that's what this channel is about, is basically taking your yoga practice and turning it into something that your kids will understand, that they'll want to feel a part of, that they'll want to be engaged with. One of the fun things that I love to do with kids, because they are so drawn to it, they gravitate towards it, is called a yoga journey. So it's basically telling a story through movement and imagination, and letting them help create a story with characters and different surroundings and environments and feelings. And you know, it could be a 5-minute story, it could be a half an hour of a story, but by the end they feel like they've created this whole scenario. But while they were doing that, they were learning breathing techniques and yoga movements and stretches and meditation and self-regulation. So through, you know, games and songs and props, kids love props. They like to have, you know, tangible items in their hands, because it helps them stay more engaged. You know, it becomes a playtime. It becomes, you know, dress up almost. You know, just for example, I'm just going to give you a quick little example here. I have popsicle sticks here that I've taped a flower onto, and the other one has a candle. So they hold one in each hand, and for a breathing technique, they're going to smell the flower, and then they're going to blow out their candle. And just right there, that simple act, and these are so easy to make. It's just a simple act that they will engage with, because it's items in their hands, things that they can hold on to, and things that they can follow, because they have that visual in their mind. They're using something in their hands that is helping them kind of understand the practice a little bit more. So, you know, we have certain games that we're going to use. My son loves this game where you just twist. You're going to end up on, you know, one of these different colors, and inside the box you have all these various cards which are going to have your different movements. The white is your partner yoga, which kids love partner yoga. They just love it. And it's really interesting to watch, because you'll see one child that's going to want to help the other one, or you're going to see both of them that are trying to make the pose their own. And it's really creative, just to see how they take that movement and play around with it. It's really interesting to see. And again, so through stories and different books, through our yoga journeys, where they're going to have different characters and different scenarios, they're going to learn so much of the yoga practice, but it's going to be through the eyes of a child, because the eyes that children use, how they create the world around them, is just, it's fun. It's fun. And why can't we make yoga fun, right? So that's what this channel is about. Each video is going to be a little different. Some might be a full yoga practice. Some might be just the yoga journey. Some might be tips and tricks on various breathing techniques, meditation, or some different self-regulation tips that you can use for kids. I'll show you the various props and items that I will use that kids seem to really enjoy and gravitate towards, that help their practice just a little bit more creative and fun for them. And yeah, that's exactly what this whole channel is going to be about. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you keep following me, and just checking out the different videos that I'm going to provide. There's a few links below that you can check out for some more information as well. And I hope you kind of understood what my idea for this channel is going to be. And I hope to see you all very, very soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a beautiful and wonderful day. Bye, my littles. I'll see you soon. Mwah.